All right, folks, let's talk about the best retirement income options for retirees with $500,000 to $10 million. Most people chase returns. The top 1% lock in paychecks. And there is a difference because one leaves you hoping the market cooperates, and the other can mail a check on the first of every month in good years and bad, guaranteed by the claims paying ability of the insurer. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the retirement income options that actually work when you've got between $500,000 and 8 figures, and the two decisions that quietly separate confident retirees from the anxious ones. But before we dive in, I'm going to make you two promises. First, there's a choice you can make this year that can feel like a pay raise for life, using what we call lifetime income. They're features that can provide guaranteed income with optimal increases available. I'll show you what it is and exactly when it makes sense. Now, second, there's a 15-minute positioning shift, using insured income for your paycheck and a flexible side for opportunity. This will help you keep your lifestyle protected in down markets while still letting you act when payout rates or crediting terms improve. A few summers ago, I met a retired airline captain and a high school principal, Tom and Debbie. And on their back porch, we discussed that they had about $1.1 million. She had around $380,000. Together, they had questions that sounded simple but carried a lot of weight. What bills to pay? What fights inflation? And what happens if the market tanks right after we start? Very good questions. I'm sure you can agree. We built them an income map that didn't care about headlines. Today, the market wiggles and their paycheck doesn't. That's kind of cute, isn't it? The market wiggles and their paycheck doesn't. Well, hey, guess what? That's what you're about to get. Not a shopping list of products, but a system that uses the right tools in the right roles. Here's the big truth almost everyone gets. You don't retire on accounts. You retire on cash flow, reliability, and income isn't just where the money comes from. It's how you sleep, how you spend, and how you avoid panic selling, and how you reduce tax surprises over decades. Now, most people ask, what should I buy? Top retirees ask, what job does each dollar have? Different questions, I'm sure you would agree. Better outcome. Let's build your map by assigning every dollar a job. The paycheck you can trust starts before you pick a product. Now, the same tool can be great or terrible depending on the role you give it. Let's look at an example. Immediate annuities can deliver a steady paycheck. Fixed indexed annuities, by the way, can create a protected growth and income base. Deferred income annuities can turn future years into guaranteed paychecks. Now, I'm sure that was kind of a mouthful and a lot to think about, but none of it works if you mix roles. When we first talked with Tom and Debbie, Tom loved collecting dividends from market accounts. Some of you may have that now. They've paid me for years, he said. Great, but he was spending from the same bucket that had to handle downturns. So we relabeled everything. Job one is today money. 2 to 3 years of spending needs set aside in each cash reserve and short duration, principal protected options. Now, your bills don't negotiate with bear markets. This is the buffer that keeps lifestyle steady. Now, let's take a look at job two. Job two, we're going to call tomorrow money. 5 to 7 years of reliable insurance-backed income that refills the today bucket on a schedule. Think lifetime income riders on fixed indexed annuities, single premium immediate annuities, SPIAs they're called, or deferred income annuities, DIAs. Oh, we got some acronyms here, folks. Designated to send checks on time, every time. Now let's talk about job three is forever money. Long-term inflation-fighting strategies. This can include accumulation-focused fixed indexed annuities for protected growth potential, or deferred income you turn on in later years to step your paycheck up when it gets more expensive. The goal, Keep your purchasing power without risking the paycheck. Now, once Tom saw those labels, the anxiety dialed down for him because now every dollar had a purpose, and purpose beats panic. By the way, this is exactly the kind of plan we build for our clients, tailored to your accounts, to your taxes, and your timeline. Now, if you want this engineered for your situation, there's a link in the description to schedule a call with our team so that we can map your today, your tomorrow, and your forever buckets with the right insurance-backed tools. But let's continue to talk today money, because this is where sleep lives. The cheapest insurance in retirement is often just cash in the right amount, holding 2 to 3 years of spending needs in true cash reserves. It isn't lazy. It's a volatile firewall. It lets everything else do its job without forcing you to sell or change plans at the worst time. What belongs here? Well, let's look at it. High liquidity cash reserves for monthly draws. Your checking and savings at your local bank or credit union. How about money market deposits, accounts that are at your bank or credit union? The point is fast access, no drama, bills paid on time. Principal protected insurance solutions with penalty-free access. Now, certain fixed annuities, including multi-year guaranteed annuities, again, a little bit of wording here, folks, but stay with me, structured there to allow planned penalty-free withdrawals to cover part of your 24 to 36 months of needs. Select fixed index annuities designed for principal protection with features like annual free withdrawal allowances or systematic withdrawal options, so you can plan income without market loss risk. These can complement your bank cash so you're not leaving every dollar idle while keeping your paycheck protected. Want an extra layer of confidence against near-term inflation without using securities? Let's consider this: laddering fixed annuities with different durations so a portion renews regularly at then current rates. Folks, this is one of my favorite techniques. Using interest withdrawal features on certain fixed annuities that skim credit interest for rising costs while preserving your principal. It's a beautiful thing. Allocating a small sleeve to a fixed indexed annuity crediting strategy with zero downside exposure so you have upside potential without market loss risk. I'll never forget when Debbie saw their next 24 months mapped out as dates and amounts, not on a squiggly line on a chart. She looked up and said, "I don't care what CNBC says, my next 2 years are paid for." That is the point, folks. If you can pay yourself for 2 to 3 years from cash and principal protected insurance solutions without touching growth assets, you've already neutralized the most dangerous part of sequence of returns. Now, tomorrow money, the midterm engine that quietly refills your today money so your sleep stays funded and your long-term plans can keep compounding in peace. Predictability beats chasing yields. This sleeve should behave like a conveyor belt, refilling cash in set quarters or full years, on schedule regardless of market mood. What belongs here? MYGAs, multi-year guaranteed annuities, in a simple ladder. Stagger maturities so one comes due each year or quarter to refill your cash reserves for the next 12 to 36 months. Bond-like fixed terms and fixed rates, no market swings. Focus on refill dates, not rate chasing. The win is timing, access, and reliability. Also, fixed index annuities for principal protection with planned access. Use annual free withdrawal allowances or systematic withdrawal features to top up today money without market loss risk. Consider allocating across different crediting methods and renewal windows to smooth out year-to-year variability while protecting principal. Now, inflation-aware options. Some FIAs offer income riders with built-in annual increases or inflation-adjusted features designed to help income keep pace over time. Know how the rider credits, escalates, and actually pays before relying on it. Plain vanilla income checks, 𝗬𝗍s, and deferred income annuities. 𝗬𝗍s are single premium immediate annuities. Now they turn a lump sum into a predictable monthly paycheck. Now think about it. Life or period certain to create a guaranteed slice of your midterm floor. Deferred income annuities lock in future checks now for later life expenses. Time the start date to switch on, just as 𝗳𝗍𝗃𝗃 in your ladder matures. One turns off, the other turns on. Bank coordination without complexity. CDs at your bank or credit union can sit alongside 𝗲𝗃𝗃s in the same ladder, maturing on your schedule to refill cash. Now, let's keep the rules simple. Dates, amounts, access. If you're wondering whether any of those belong in your portfolio mix, that's exactly what we can model. There's a link in the description if you want to schedule a short introductory call with our team. Now, let's address Forever Money, the growth engine, whose only job is to outrun inflation over decades. Forever Money shouldn't be touched for at least 10 years, folks. That's right, 10 years. That frees it to ride volatility, rebalance intelligently, and compound. It's where equities typically live, managed by your investment professional or inside your employer plan. It's also where tax planning matters most. Now, what belongs here? Let's take a look. The growth stuff you already own elsewhere. Think broad, low-cost equity exposure you can stick with. If it's a brokerage, employer plan, or your advisor, it likely lives here. Now, professionally managed real estate you already hold. That can sit here too. This is real estate purchased for the long horizon, not a grocery paycheck. Here you want to set simple rules for when to skim. Decide the trigger ahead of time. After a strong rebound or when your mix drifts past a band. When the signal hits, we move a slice from forever to tomorrow, today money. Your rules run the show, not your nerves. You also want to be smart about taxes in this grouping. Now, we decide which accounts to tap first. Taxable, tax deferred, or tax-free. So skims don't become tax landmines. Here's where the 15-minute move pays off. In 2022, Tom didn't sell a single growth holding to pay the bills because today and tomorrow money were already mapped. Now, in 2023's rebound, our preset rule fired off and we skimmed gains from his outside growth accounts to refill future buckets. That's the whole idea. Turn volatility into refills, not retreats. Don't you love that, folks? Refill the tank. Growth earns the right to be volatile when it isn't funding groceries. If you want help setting those skim points and syncing them with your cash refills, that's exactly what our team models. Use the link in the description to book a short intro call. On that call, we'll map out your dates, your amounts, and guardrails so the conveyor belt runs on schedule. So what are the best income options by role and by net worth? The playbook is the same. The proportions change. So if you're working with $500,000 to $1 million, today money is 24 to 36 months of expenses in cash and bank CDs. Simple, liquid, and boring on purpose. Tomorrow money is a 5 to 7 year ladder effect using 𝗲𝗃𝗃s and or bank CDs. Something matures each year to top up cash. Add a small guaranteed income slice, a 𝗬𝗍, or a fixed indexed annuity with an income rider to cover essentials and raise your income floor. Now, forever money, we don't want to touch for 10 plus years. So typically, this would be equities you already hold with your investment advisor or in an employer plan. Our job is to help set the rules to skim gains in good years and refill tomorrow, today money without panic selling. If you're between $1 million and $3 million net worth, It's all of the above, but with tighter timing and tax awareness. Consider partial guaranteed income, like an annuity with an income rider, to cover essential expenses. Now, this is so that your discretionary spending can flex without fear. Here, you want to coordinate strategic Roth conversions. Hear it again, folks, Roth conversions in lower bracket years to reduce future taxes. If you already own municipal bonds or REITs, those can play a role as well, managed by your advisor. We help to coordinate timing, and they handle the securities. If you're in the 3 million to 10 million plus net range worth, well, now tax management becomes the main sport here. You're looking at bracket filling conversions, tax-aware withdrawals, and smart asset location. Deciding what belongs in tax-free versus taxable versus tax-deferred accounts. Now, what about charitable strategies? They can create dual impact and tax efficiency if that fits your values. You can be more optimistic with real estate or private income sleeves if, in fact, they're already part of your outside portfolio. So, long as they respect your risk and liquidity rules. Remember, we're setting the rules for you. We're setting the conveyor belt. Guaranteed income might be optional on paper, but a SPIA or an FIA, if you will, fixed index annuity income rider, can still be a powerful psychological and longevity hedge, especially to protect a spouse lifestyle. I don't know about you, but my wife's going to need some protection for that lifestyle, no matter what markets do. Notice the pattern. Bigger portfolio, same 3 jobs. The edge isn't exotic products, it's coordination, timing, and taxes. Now, let's circle back to that promise I made about a pay raise for life. For many households, delaying the right secure income sources, when coordinated correctly, works like a guaranteed raise you can't outlive. Wow, that's awesome. It lifts the floor your lifestyle rests on, right, and preserves flexibility everywhere else. Debbie wanted certainty, so we modeled when to flip on Social Security, when her pension should begin, and whether to start an income annuity now or later. Now, each start date changed her monthly check, her survivor protection, and her taxes. By coordinating those switches and delaying the right ones, we boosted her lifetime inflation-aware income and strengthened the survivor's safety net. When you engineer the timing, the raise becomes a design choice, not a hope. Now, to the market crash checklist I promised. Sequence risk is a withdrawal problem, not a market problem. Solve the withdrawal problem with rules and buffers, and crashes lose their power. Here's the 15-minute allocation shift. If markets drop enough to hit a guardrail you set in advance, like you balancing slipping past an agreed band of your withdrawal rate, creeping over target, you switch Paychecks to today money and any guaranteed annuity income only. You automatically pause discretionary raises and big extras. Then, when balances recover back into your target band, you rebalance from whatever held up or bounced back to refill today and tomorrow's buckets. That's exactly what Tom and Debbie did. In a rough year, they flipped to cash and guaranteed only paychecks. When the rebound came, we refilled. 15 minutes, no guesswork. No late night Googling, buffers plus rules beat bravado. Crashes become speed bumps when your bills are prepaid. Let me give you a full case study so you can hear how this plays out. A couple, ages 68 and 65, with a $2.4 million portfolio, roughly 60% tax deferred, 30% taxable, 10% tax-free. Their goal, $140,000 gross income, rising with inflation. Their worries, market drops, taxes, survivor income. We built 30 months of today money, checking, savings, and bank CDs for monthly draws, a small guaranteed slice already on from Aspida to cover a piece of essentials for their tomorrow money. Now, we created a 6-year ladder using MYGAs and bank CDs so something matures each year to refill cash. They also added a fixed indexed annuity with an income rider queued to start later, creating a growing paycheck for the midterm. Some riders include built-in annual increases to help with inflation. Now, understand exactly how it credits and pays for their ever money. They had their long-term growth accounts through their employer plans. We set preset rules for when to skim the gains to refill tomorrow and today money. We coordinated Social Security and pension start dates with their tax plan and the annuity start dates to raise the floor and protect the survivor. And we use their tax window to do bracket filling conversions in gap years, reducing future forced withdrawals and premiums. So what happened? Year one, the market sagged. Their paychecks kept landing from cash and the guaranteed slice. No asset sales at lows. Now, the following recovery year, we rebalanced the gains to refill cash and extend what? The ladder. 5 years in, their lifestyle is the same. Their confidence is higher. Their projected lifetime taxes are lower, and the survivor benefit is stronger. Income beats anxiety. Calendars beat headlines. Rules beat feelings. If you want this kind of clarity for your own numbers, folks, we can map it with you. There's a link in the description to schedule a complimentary introductory call with our team. Now, here's the twist that makes everything click. Are you ready? You ready? Most people try to assemble retirement income like IKEA furniture. Oh, my Lord, have you ever done that? Missing the page with the pictures. Oh, my goodness, I hate the directions. The parts aren't the problem. The missing framework is. So here's the one-page framework that makes your choices obvious. Box 1 is your floor. List your non-negotiables: housing, food, healthcare, essentials. Cover them with secure income sources and the most reliable payouts. If it raises confidence and protects survivor, consider adding a slice of guaranteed lifetime income. Box 2, it's your buffer. 2 to 3 years of expenses in cash and short-term instruments. If markets wobble, you spend from here only. Box 3, this is your conveyor belt. A 5 to 7 year schedule of maturing CDs or laddered annuities that refill the buffer. Refill on a calendar, not on a feeling. Box 4, it's your growth engine. Long-term accounts you won't touch for a decade. This is typical where equities live. Harvest gains during recoveries to refill boxes 2 and 3. Now, box 5 is your tax map. Decide which accounts fund which years. Use lower bracket years for strategic conversions. Place the right assets in the right accounts. And you want to coordinate it with your secure income timing. When these 5 boxes are checked, the best options become obvious for your situation. You stop wondering what to buy, and now you start directing what each dollar must do. Picture this. It's the first of the month. Your retirement paycheck lands like clockwork. The market is bright red on your phone, but your cash calendar says paid. Hey, that's nice, isn't it, huh? Guaranteed paid. You got your floor. Then you glance at your tax projection and smile because the heavy lifting was done years ago. You booked a trip, not because you're reckless, but because your system says you can. Folks, that is freedom. And freedom isn't a number, it's a design. That's exactly what helps clients build, what we help clients build. An income map that funds your life, buffers that tame vitality, and the conveyor belt that refills itself, and a tax plan that keeps more of what you've earned, whether you have $500,000 or $10 million plus. If you want this design for your situation, click the link in the description to schedule a call with our team. Now, before we wrap, a few high-impact extras you can put to work fast. Coordinate the timing of your secure income with your tax window to raise your floor and shrink future taxes. Refill by rule, not by emotions. Schedule refills after big recoveries or at preset dates. Don't wait until it feels right. Label every dollar by their job, today, tomorrow, or forever, and stop mixing roles and leave a clean trail for your family. One simple, if we're not here, letter with contacts, accounts, and passwords. That single page is the most valuable document your family may ever read. If any part of this made you think or makes sense to you, we should tighten our system. That's your signal. The link in the description is there for you to schedule a complimentary introduction call. It's just an introductory call, folks, with our team. Most people retire with investments, but the top 1% retire with engineered income. Today, you got the blueprint. The next move is yours.